Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ray Fay, and welcome back to the channel. You know, I wanted to learn how to sew. It's not as easy as it seems. Today, we're taking a look at Black Orchestra Resistance, the expansion to Black Orchestra from Tabletop Tycoon. Black Orchestra Resistance by Tabletop Tycoon is a expansion for the cooperative game Black Orchestra. And in that game, 1 to 5 players are going to play various characters, try to deviate a plot, and assassinate Hitler. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain how to play each one of the modules. There's 3 modules that come in this game. I'm not really going to explain the core game. There's reviews out there on that. I know you can go to Discriminating Gamer. Cody has a great review of Black Orchestra. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to explain how the different modules work. After that, I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the stuff that just integrates into the core game, regardless if you use any of the modules. Now, the game's going to come with 6 new conspirators. Now, the conspirators you're going to get is a new abwehr, all right? And I'm going to butcher these names, so I'm sorry right now, but it's Helmuth James Non-Mulkey. And he's basically going to subtract 1 eagle every time you roll the dice, okay? You're going to get a new Wehrmacht, Robert Bernardus, and he can move 1 space, or you can move on space 1 stage higher than the current stage. At stage 7, no space is off limits. So basically, if you're only in stage 1, he's allowed to go to stage 2. Actually, a very powerful ability. All right. You're going to get 4 civilians. Now, Margaret von Owen, she can, whenever you raise your motivation, you can decide to lower your suspicion instead, which is actually really good, especially if she's doing the plot. Okay. You have Mildred Fish Harnack. All right. When you draw an event card, you may choose to resolve or ignore its effects, except for raids. Very, very tough. All right. You have Erica von Trescow, and she is, when taking the conspire action, ignores all eagles. That is huge because then, I mean, if she's in someone else's space, you never have to worry about, well, your suspicion going up, their suspicion still does. All right. And the last one is going to be, oh my gosh, Libertus Schills Bogsen. All right. And for her, when you're motivated, you can take an action, and that action is to raise the motivation of a conspirator in your location by 1, or give an item or card to a conspirator in any location. She's absolutely huge to play in this game because she can do so much helping other people get that motivation up for plots, or just trading items across the board. The other thing you're going to get is you're going to get a new plot, the Resistance. Okay. And the last thing is you're going to get these cool little standees, some little eagle standees that you can actually put Hitler and all his little soldiers in, or I don't even know why, I can never remember what they're called. But basically, it's going to make it so it's easier to see where they're at on the board. Very nice. Absolutely love playing with those. I had some 3D printed some other ones previously. I'm now only using these. So the first module I want to talk about is Red Orchestra. So Red Orchestra is going to have a board that's going to fit off to the side. All right. You're going to have 24 mission cards. You're going to put those mission cards in the stack where it's at, and then you're going to take all the little tokens that come with it, and you're going to scatter them on that board. You're going to get 4 new conspirator cards, shuffle those in the deck, and you're also going to get 6 new event cards, 1 for every level except for level number 1. Shuffle those in, build your deck as you would. Okay. Now you're going to get a new action on your turn, and that action is if you're in a space, you can actually take the action, roll the dice. As long as it's not an eagle, then you can put a teleprinter token in your space. All right. Now, once you put a teleprinter token in your space, now you're going to reveal a mission and put it on the side of the board where that color token is. That's a mission that you can try to complete. If you complete that mission, it's going to go into the successful mission section of the board. Completing those missions, and every successful mission is going to give you 1 bonus dice when you go to do the plot against Hitler. So the more of those you complete, the more dice you're going to be able to get. Now, if Hitler or any of his deputies happen to go to a location where one of those little tokens is, the token is instantly removed and goes back to the board. If both tokens are ever back on the board and there's a mission in that spot, that mission is going to go to the discard pile and you'll never be able to complete it. All right. Then you would have to go to another location, drop another token down, and it doesn't matter whether you put the blue, the red, or the yellow. If you can, you want to try to put one of every color down. That way you have 3 different missions you can actively work on at that particular time. Once you do location or whatever it is on the mission, then you're going to succeed. Now, the new event cards, of course, they're going to try to hamper you on that. You're going to draw those, and I think they're going to have the tokens be removed and everything else. But that's Red Orchestra. Not a real difficult one to play, all right? But it's really nice because of the different mission cards. The second module you're going to get is Horst Kopkow, or Kapow as I like to call him. All right, now, what he's going to do is you're going to put his deputy token on the event 2 stack on the very top of it, and you also have a 4th event that's going to happen at the end of the round, and you're going to put that token up there as well. Okay, you're going to get 4 new conspirator cards. You're going to shuffle those into the deck, and then you're going to get an investigative board. Now, that investigative board goes off to the side, and you're going to have a stack of encounter cards that are going to go on that, and those are going to be for Horst as well. Okay. Now, there's also going to be a new action you're going to be able to take, but I'll get to that in just a second. Once the event 1 deck is done, okay, before you draw an event 2 card, then what you're going to do is you're going to take the number 4 action, and you're going to put it below the event card. You're going to take Horst Kopkow, all right? You're going to put him in the Gestapo HQ. All right, now what's going to happen is after you draw your event card, then you're going to move Horst. What he's going to do is he is going to move 1 space to the conspirator that has the highest suspicion. All right, if it's a tie, then you get to choose where he goes. So, okay, and then what you're going to do is if he gets into your space, you're going to draw a one of his cards, one of his encounter cards, and you're going to do what it says in that card. If I remember right, there's a variety of different things can happen, but you just deal with what the event card says. Now, if you can, try to never let him get into your space. But the problem is you also have 12 event cards that you're going to be putting in that deck, 2 for every level from 2 through 7. They may be in there, they may not, because you're going to shuffle them in, you're going to build it like normal. And those event cards are actually going to give him different powers. He may move 2 spaces or something else, okay? But that's basically what it is. He's going to keep running around the board, and he is just going to keep annoying you as much as possible. Now, one of the actions you can take is you can actually take a diversion action, which means you can actually roll the dice on a 1, 2, 3, or on the target symbol, then you can move him 1 space away. So if you see he's adjacent to you and you're not going to be able to get away or something else, you can try to move him further away so that way he doesn't get in your space and you don't have to roll his event card. All right. Kind of annoying, but I do like how you have different options that you can do. So it's not just like this happens, bam. You usually have a little choice of what it's going to be. So it's kind of a little inconvenience, but not a very hard expansion to or module to add into the base game. Now, the third and last module you're going to get for this is Kreisau Circle. Okay, now that's going to have 1 new event card for every one of the stages, 2 through 7. Shuffle it in, build the deck like normal. Okay, but you're also going to have an ally board in this one, and you're going to have a stack of ally tiles. Take those stack, shuffle them all up, and you're going to put them face down, and you're going to reveal 3 of them. All right. You're also going to get new item tiles that you're going to mix in with all your other ones, and now you're going to put 2 items in every single location that you're at. Now, these new item tiles, they're going to be question mark items, so it can be any item. They can be add to your motivation or subtract from Hitler support. It could also be Gestapo raid, okay? So what's going to happen when you're playing the game now is you're going to have a couple new actions, okay? One of the actions is going to be uncover, all right? So for your uncover action, you may attempt to reveal both items in your location. So what you do is you roll a dice. If it's an eagle, raise your suspicion by 1. Otherwise, you're going to reveal both items. Okay. Otherwise, what happens if you go to that location for the action? You can just flip over an item. All right. You don't know if it's going to be a new one, an old one. You don't know what it's going to be, but it's just like before. All right, so trying to flip over both of those and taking that chance, it's a 1 in 6 chance, isn't really too bad. The next action you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to recruit. All right, so if you reveal, or if you're in a location with an ally, okay, the item card, it'll say ally, okay, recruit ally. Then what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to roll a dice. If you roll the target or the eagle, nothing happens. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, then you're successful. And what it is you're going to be able to recruit one of the 3 allies that's on the side of the board, and you're going to put them in the list, up on the very top of that list. Now, one of the things with this particular module is if you don't recruit any allies, killing Hitler and trying to do the plot is a lot harder, because what happens is you look on that chart, and to the side of that chart is the bonuses or negative modifiers you're going to get when you try to do a plot. So right off the get-go, if you don't have any allies at all, you have all these massive modifiers, and trying to do the plot is really, really hard. And I think you have to have at least 4 allies recruited on that board, filling slots, before you just break even to try to do it. But if you can get that 5th, then you're going to, of course, get a bonus. Okay. Now, the nice thing about these allies is once you recruit them and you got the 3, they have little instant abilities that you can do. All right. You don't have to do them the second you recruit them. So you recruit them, you put them down on the board, and they have an instant ability that you can kind of use based on your timing and what you need. Okay. And then you fill that slot. So you always have 3 to choose from. And you're going to keep going around the board as you get the different allies. You're going to try to recruit them, and hopefully you don't fail and everything else. But if Hitler, if any of his deputies go into a spot that has, recruit ally tile, well, the recruit ally tile goes away, and that's one less ally that you can actually try to recruit. So you want to try to keep his deputies out of the way. You're also going to get in those event cards that are shuffled in, I believe there's an ally arrested card. So that's really bad too, because if you ever draw that from the events, I think you have to take one of the allies you have face up and you flip it upside down. It still counts as having an ally filled up on the board, but it's one less of their special abilities you're going to be able to get. Okay. And that's it. You're basically just going to keep going, try to recruit enough of those allies, still try to get your plots so you can do your assassination attempt. And there you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That's a real rough idea of how to play through the 3 different modules that come with this game, plus an idea of what the different conspirators are that you're going to get. Okay. Now, here's the $1 million question. What do I think about this game or this modular expansion? First of all, what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to talk about Black Orchestra. I love Black Orchestra. I remember years ago, a buddy of mine bought this game. I think it was when the 2nd edition first came out. And he says, Ray, I got this new game, Black Orchestra. I had heard of it, but I didn't pay that much attention to it. He came over to my house to play it. We played it a couple times. He went home. I had this game ordered online and bought before he made it home. I loved this game that much. Cody, when every now and then, at least once or twice a year, he has his students do like a board game night, especially during his World War II in his Hitler segment and whatnot. And this is the most played game in any of those. I mean, we'll get 1 or 2 different games of Black Orchestra playing. I absolutely love Black Orchestra. I think it is one of my favorite cooperative games that I play. It is so much fun every single time. The tension builds and builds and builds every time you play it. Those Gestapo raids just murder you in this game, but it is that much fun. Absolutely love it. So with that out of the way, let's talk about some modules, okay? Now, I do have my rule book because I do want to talk about each one, and I kind of want to remind myself of everything that's going on. Okay, Red Orchestra. I absolutely love Red Orchestra. I think this is a fantastic module. I love the fact that you can try to get those pamphlets out so you can get to those locations, or you can get those missions, complete as many of those as possible, because it's just going to make it that much easier for you to try to do your plot. Sometimes in Black Orchestra, it's really hard to get a plot and get everything you need and get everything lined up. So if you can build some of these missions and build up some of that dice pool a little bit so you have some of those extra dice, because the thing I've noticed is, if you're not rolling dice so that you can actually try to bring Hitler's support down, his support gets up high and it gets really hard. It gets really hard sometimes to try to roll those. So these missions, I think, are absolutely phenomenal. There's a big stack. Was it 24 missions come in this? One of the things that I will say is if you can try to get both tokens of each color on the board, it's going to be a huge help. Because if you have 1 token on the board, that's all you need to reveal that mission. But if Hitler or deputy go in there and take that token out, the mission goes away. But if you have two tokens of the same color out on the board, if one of those tokens goes away, the mission still stays there, and you can potentially put that other token back as well. Okay, so it's really a good idea, especially if you have a really good mission. If you have a mission that's kind of, I may get to it, may not get to it, not worried about it so much, don't worry about putting that second one down. Okay. Now, the pamphlet tokens, the resistance fighters, and some of that stuff you'll never necessarily use, because that's based on some of the missions that actually come in the deck. So, but absolutely phenomenal. I love this one. I haven't decided yet if this is my favorite one or my second favorite module, but I love this mission. This one is just so much fun to play. Absolutely enjoy playing Red Orchestra. Okay, Horst Kopkow. All right. This dude is annoying. I will tell you that. He is chasing you all over the board, starting in event section 2 and higher. He is constantly there. He's constantly on your heels. And oh my gosh, is he annoying. But wow, is he fun to play with. Because, and the cool thing is, when we first started playing with him, we're thinking, all right, we didn't even look at his cards. I didn't even want to know what his encounter cards were going to do. And we're thinking, man, this guy's just going to be annoying. He's just going to constantly be in your case and everything else. Well, then he shows up, we draw a card, we're like, oh, you're going to do this or this. Pick one. Oh, well, these aren't so bad. Kind of annoying, but they're not so bad. Put it down. Well, the next turn, he lands on our space again. Okay, well, this is still annoying, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, but it's still, you have an option. So that's the one thing that I think is really cool about Horst Kopkow, is the fact that the encounter cards that you get aren't things that are going to really decide the game. They're not going to turn the tides of the game, but there's something you have to think about. You have to keep them away from you, especially if you're at an extreme suspicion or something like that, because you don't know what those cards are going to be. All right, so it's really fun. Absolutely love playing with Horst Kopkow. Fantastic. Like I said, the fact that they give you options on his card is the best. That's the best way. It's not just this happens, deal with it. It's like, no, pick this or this. You're going to pick the better of the two evils. One time you may pick one, the other time you may pick another. You never really know. It just depends on how that particular game's going out. So fantastic. Absolutely love this module. Super really good. Still trying to decide where I want to put this one in my ranking. Okay, the third module, Kreisau Circle. Now, this one here is going to have the two items. So all the way across the board. You're going to have the new recruit actions. You're going to have the new uncover actions. I absolutely love this one. This module, to me, I think this one is my favorite, because I really like how the ally board works. Now, it's harder to do plots in the beginning with this module. That's for sure, because you get all those negatives on that board. Everything on the top of the board, you get all those negatives. You got to get those allies recruited, and it is a challenge to get those allies recruited. Those deputies are running across the board, bouncing all over the place. You don't necessarily know where they're going to go, and then you're trying to get these allies recruited. They take your chances away. It's like, oh my gosh. But the abilities those allies give you is phenomenal. Sometimes you'll have one as a lightning effect. Hey, you can avoid a Gestapo raid. Just ignore it. Sweet. This is when we really need to do it. If I know I have one of those abilities, I may let a guy sit at extreme suspicion knowing a Gestapo raid may come out, because I know I can avoid it at that particular time. Okay. Or something else. Now, this doesn't make the game the easiest. Okay. I think this actually makes the game a little harder at first, because you have to build those allies. You have to get out there. You have to uncover those things. You have to find them. So I think in the beginning, this makes the game harder. It will make the game a little easier, potentially, based on some of the abilities that you get. But overall, it's not as easy as, the Red Orchestra. I think Red Orchestra makes the game the easiest. Okay, so if you're looking for the game to be the easiest, play Red Orchestra. But I'll tell you what, I love those allies. I absolutely love the allies that you get in the Kreisau Circle. And I think this is actually probably my favorite of the three modules. It was so much fun to play with. Okay, so I think it's Kreisau Circle. Then I think it's Red Orchestra. And then I think it's going to be Mr. Kopkow. Although, to be honest with you, I'll play with all three of these. If any of these modules at any point in time, I think they're all fantastic. And they're all so much fun, and they add so much to the game. I absolutely love them. So there you go. If you struggle playing Black Orchestra and you just flat can't win the game and you want to try to win the game, play Red Orchestra. If you find you win the game a lot, like 75% or higher, play Kreisau Circle. Okay. If you just want something totally different, play Kopkow. There you go. Okay. So Black Orchestra, one of my favorite cooperative games. It's super high on my list. Does this make it any higher? Oh, yes. I will never play Black Orchestra base game again. I will always have one of these modules in it, period. I don't know if I'll ever play with multiple modules because I like how each individual model handles everything. Each module doesn't make the game any longer. It changes the game, so it does play different every time you play it. Gives you something else to do, but it just, to me, makes the game better. This expansion has just accelerated Black Orchestra way up higher on my list. Not that it could get too much higher, but as far as I'm concerned, this is now part of my base game, and it's just whichever one I want to play. So there you go. If you like Black Orchestra, I say buy this expansion. Okay, totally get this. If you like Black Orchestra or think it's okay, it just needs a little bit more, and then it would be good. This is the expansion that you need that just actually might put Black Orchestra into that realm of, oh wow, this is a great game, which it should already be in there in the first place. I'm just going to tell you that. I mean, that's just kind of my personal opinion. But there you go. Black Orchestra Resistance. Wow. If you like Black Orchestra, you need to buy this. Well, thank you once again for joining me today. As always, I please ask you to like this video on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on Facebook, or on X. I also please ask you to leave me a comment on any one of those platforms, wherever you happen to be watching this video. I'll get to those comments just as soon as I can. And also, if you like the content I provide, I humbly ask you to click on the subscription button and join my little family. And while you're there, go ahead and click on the bell and get notifications when I drop new videos. Also, if you like the content I provide you here, I also do post videos over on the Discriminating Gamers channel, where there I'll do unboxings, we'll do some playthroughs, and I'll do some reviews over there as well. There'll be a link in the details down below. The forecast said a rainstorm was going to be coming in the other day, but it passed us by. It was a missed opportunity.